First of all, welcome to Credzu. In just a second, we're going to go through a quick demo that shows you how this system works for service providers, credit companies looking to provide compliant, safe credit services for their clients. But real quick, before we begin, it's important to point out that this system is designed to not only help companies comply with federal laws and rules under the CROA and the TSR, it's designed to help overcome some of the challenges that being compliant presents to companies, such as the inability to talk with clients on the phone earlier on in the process and not knowing whether a client's going to follow through on their agreement with you, paying you for the work you do. You'll see that as we get into it, so here we go. Okay, here we are on the home page. First step, you're going to click on My Account, top right-hand corner. It's going to take you to a screen that's going to ask you for your cell phone number. Be sure to put your cell in because you're going to get a text message here in just a second. There's a checkbox right at the bottom. Be sure that's checked off. By registering you agree to terms, you can read that, then click Next. Okay, you should have received that code. You can put that code in here and then click Next. Okay, so this page is going to ask for some basic information. There's a drop-down menu here to identify the type of user you are. I need services. I perform services. My clients need services. We're a company, so we're going to say I perform services. Now it's going to ask you for basic info, first name. It's going to ask for last name. It's going to ask for an email address, job title, company name, year established, and then at the bottom, the type of services you provide. I'm going to put in some basic information here. This is placeholder info. We're just creating a demo here, so this isn't real information here. We'll call our company Bernie's Credit Solutions. And we'll say year established was 2010. And then I'm going to choose each one of these, all three of them. But when you sign up, just choose the option that applies to you. If all three do, great. Otherwise, if just credit repair does, then just click that one and then register. So this page is going to direct us to complete our tasks. Eventually, we'll see all of our clients that we're working on here. But for now, there's some things we need to do, so we'll click on that button. Three things. Top is register for push notifications. If we click on that, we'll get these notifications in the top right-hand corner of our screen as things happen in the system to remind us of things that need to be done. Complete our profile or add a bank so we can get paid. For now, we'll click on Complete Profile. So this is our full profile here. You can see I've pre-populated some of this. There's our picture. There's Bernie. Some of this information carried over from when we set this up before. And then we'll add more. This default message here, this will make more sense later, but for now, put a message in there. Your client is going to see this when they first sign up with you. This is just an introduction in a chat. Again, we'll see more of that later as we get on. For now, we'll move on to the profile here. So important. This information has to link up with your bank account. So whatever your address is that is associated with that bank account has to line up. Name, all of it. Phone number included. The bank account, you can choose business account or personal account. If you choose business account, it must be an actual business account through the bank, not just a personal account that you use for business. You would choose personal account in that case. It must be a business account if you choose business account. Again, the address, all of that needs to line up with your bank account. Choose the services here. You already did that, but in case that changes or anything, you can always change that in your system. Then we'll click Save Changes. Okay, it's going to take us back to this page here and redirect us to complete the rest of our tasks. We'll click on that. We'll see now that our profile is 100% completed, and then we just need to sign agreement. So we'll click on that. This is going to bring up our entire agreement. Be sure to read through all of this. Each one of these is a link. You'll click on each one of those, read through those before you sign. Again, placeholder information. I'm just going to put an X, but obviously be sure to put your full signature when you do this. And then we'll choose Sign Agreement to keep things moving forward. Okay, so we don't see clients here yet. Again, we will in just a bit. First, we do need to add our banking information so we can get paid. Once we do work, we're going to go to My Progress. And then here, you'll see we finish our agreement, finish our profile. Again, we can register for push notifications. But for now, we're going to add the bank. Okay, so this is just telling you that we use Plaid to link your bank account, and that's integrated into our website here. So we'll just click continue. You can search for your bank by scrolling up and down. If you don't see it, you can go up to this search bar here and you can search for it like that. From here, you'll put your username and password in for your bank. Keep in mind, this is between you and your bank. Credzu does not see this information or save it anywhere. So this is completely secure between you and your bank. Hit submit. Okay, it's going to bring up the individual accounts within your bank account. So if you have a checking and a savings account, it's going to show those individual accounts. You can choose the account that you want to use. Again, this is to receive money for the services you're performing. So you'll click continue once you choose your account. Okay. Now we're going to see this go from 1% to 100%, and that pending is going to show completed. It's going to turn green. There we go. Okay, so the only thing that we have left here is to register for push notifications. Again, you want to do this. I'm not doing it now for this demo because I'm already registered for push for another account that I use in Credzu, so that would conflict, but you'll want to use that. So from here, we'll go up to my account, and we're going to go to my clients. This is kind of like your dashboard. That should look familiar. So eventually you'll start to see clients populate in here as they're assigned to you, or you can add your own clients, of course. My account, and then go down to add client, that second option there. You're going to add in their basic information, first name, last name, email, and a phone number, and of course the services they need. They're going to get communication from Credzu to prompt them to log in. Very important that you do not talk to someone on the phone before you add them to Credzu. If you're talking to them before you interact in Credzu, it could be a TSR violation. So right now, our escrow agent is going to assign a client to us. We're going to do this as a test client here. You'll see. Should pop up in a second. Okay, so there's our client here. This was assigned to us by an escrow agent, and all of the consumers that you're going to have are going to stack up here on this page. For now, we're going to go ahead and click on that. We can see there's some interaction already. You can see some messages from the escrow agent. That is the representative of Credzu, just introducing us. You can see, meet Bernie's, Corey from Bernie's Credit Solution here. You can see that. It's going to put an agreement together for you. And then for us, it looks like they've included a couple links here. One is a credit report. So we can click on that. And not every consumer is going to do this right away. In this example, we have one who did it. The credit report's in there for us. We can take a snapshot or download it. IDs are in there as well, so we're eventually going to need this stuff. But you can view those. You can download them. They're all in there for you. And then we'll go back to the timeline here. So at this point, we have a couple options. We can either complete agreement terms or decline services. We might decline services if the consumer just isn't a good fit for what we do, what our services are, if they don't need them. And then here's our message that we assigned earlier. Remember when we set that up in our settings, we can change this at any time. That's an introduction to the consumer. So we'll go ahead and complete agreement terms. Okay, and then we're going to choose the service that we're going to perform. In this case, we're just going to say credit repair, but you could always choose any of those that apply. And we'll want to include those in our contract in detail. So this is our contract. Especially at first, read through this and really familiarize yourself with it. We have some boxes here where you're just going to plug in the information that applies. And there's some example language in there already for you. Be as detailed as possible. I will do this. I will charge this for that. Takes this long. All that information. And then there's some little, buttons there. You can get more information, especially at first. This is helpful. Okay. And the amount that we're going to charge for services. In this case, we'll just say, $1. Yeah, and then more details here. This is going to take this long, and I'm going to charge this much, And then an end date. We have to put an end date to services. Per the CROA, we can't just continue services on and on indefinitely. We have to mark an end date there. So we want to make sure all these boxes are filled in. And then we'll scroll down here. Again, there's our end date. And, a lot of stock language in here that you might already have in your agreement. And then toward the bottom, here's where we sign, right here. Be sure to put your signature. Right now, I'm just going to put an X. If you're doing this on a phone, you can sign with your finger. If you're doing it on a computer, you'll sign with your mouse. Update terms. And here we are. Okay, so here's a summary of everything we put together for the consumer. It just gives them a snapshot of, the highlights, how long it's going to take, how much you charge. You can always edit terms if you need. So if you make a mistake, you can always go back and fix it as long as the consumer hasn't signed yet. So you do that by clicking that button. The consumer can click on wait, I have questions, and then get some stock answers to questions. You can see they sign the agreement now. And these are the questions I was telling you about above there. So they've signed the agreement. And so there's the questions. They could click on those and get answers. So below that, the escrow agent's saying they're going to go ahead and put a payment request together. So that's the next step. We're just waiting for the escrow agent to put that together. While we're waiting, we can always send chat messages. If we have questions or anything to individuals, we can click on that and target that individual. The cool thing about this is when you put this message in here and you send it, not only is it going to send them directly, the message to them directly in the chat, it's going to notify them. The system's going to kick out a message to them via text and email and push notification to let them know you're trying to get their attention. So now we wait for that escrow request. There it is. So the escrow agent put that together. The consumer now has to approve or deny that payment. Once they approve it, the money goes into escrow. And it's going to sit there until you perform the work. And once you've performed the work, you can ask for disbursement. So it looks like they approved it. And you can see here it's going to take around 72 hours. It's 3 business days for that to clear. Once that clears, it's going to be in their escrow account. I'll show you how to view that. Go to My Account and then go to Escrow. This is the consumer's escrow account. It's going to show you how much money is in there, what their balance is, how much you've charged and you've been paid, any refunds they might have received. It's going to put all that in there. So it's a nice way for you to keep track of everything that's going on. Okay, so now you're just, you're chatting back and forth and you're asking them questions, getting everything you need to perform the work. If you want to send anything to them, let's say you have a credit report analysis you want to share with them, you can upload that document. You just click on this button here, upload anything you want. It's going to put it right in the chat. A nice written record. Say you have your first round of results back. You want to share those with the client. You can do that. And that's going to go right in the chat. Okay, so now let's say we've done the work and we're ready to request a disbursement. We want to get paid for that work. My Account and then request disbursement. Now, money isn't in the escrow account yet, so we can't do it yet. But this will walk you through the whole process. You'll upload supporting documentation. It's all going to go here in this chat for everybody's eyes to see. I've done the work, ready to get paid. So go back to My Account. And you can always get files here. If you need anything else throughout the process, all of your documents are right in here. Anything else that you need, let's say there's a document that you don't have. For example, let's say your client needs to upload a police report because they're a fraud victim. Go to Request Document, My Account, Request Document, and then you can put that in here, and it's going to request it from them. So let's just say police report, submit that, and it's going to pop up in our chat. You'll see it's a nice button for them to click on. They can click on that, upload that police report, and you'll see it in those files right in here. So then everything just stays right in there, all documents. Okay, and that's it. One last thing I want to mention. Please do not get on the phone with the client before they sign the contract. You can talk with them after they sign the contract all you want, but before they sign the contract, you cannot speak with them. Otherwise, you will be subject to the TSR, which means that we cannot release funds to you until 6 months after services have been performed, only if that consumer provides a credit report that shows that the work you did has maintained. So, anyway, if you have any other questions, email me, Corey at Credzu.com, Cory at Credzu.com. Thanks.